Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one is for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and check your North Node. And I've been beginning each one of these videos today with something that a coworker of mine last night, she was saying, yeah, I found your channel, I subscribed, but I don't really get it. I said, well, that's what those comments are for. If something I'm saying, you don't understand, leave a comment. I will get back to you, or somebody else, can join in on this conversation, and we can start pulling in more understanding. Because when we understand, we feel included, and I don't want anyone excluded. So, if I'm saying things that upset you, that's your soul trying to heal some stuff. If I'm saying something that you don't understand, drop a comment. I will get back to you. Somebody else from the community can get back to you. I'm just a beginning YouTuber. I'm not seasoned or anything, but as we begin on our journeys, these cycles, just like a toddler learning to walk, we're going to weeble and wobble a little in the beginning, but pretty soon we're going to be off and running, and we will be the forerunners that turn around and help our brothers and sisters evolve too. And that's what this is. It's pulling up old, outdated ways of thinking, belief systems that no longer are relevant. We no longer need to seek outside of ourselves. We are whole and capable and able within our very own beings. And that's what this is. We're pulling back all the energy we've been giving to all these external, irrelevant things outside of ourselves. We no longer need them. Once we become individuals who are whole and healthy and evolved internally, we can project that into the planet's evolution externally. And that's what this is all about. This is including everyone so that we can get this planet. And to be a forerunner, that's an awesome thing to look back and say, oh yeah, I helped the planet evolve. Pretty big. So, Spirit, what messages do we have for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Libra. Spirit, what messages do we have for Libra? Spirit, what messages are there for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Libra. All right, thank you in advance. 8 of Rods in the current energy, along with 9 of Cups. Heart space, 8 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. Possible outcome, 5 of Rods. 10 of Pentacles. And underlying energy, or what you might not be aware of, I've got the 7 of Rods along with the Lovers and Judgment. So, this underlying energy is asking for you to make the choice that your higher self already knows, that your intuition already knows, that God has in store for you. I'm saying that in 3 different ways. I don't mean 3 different things. That's exactly the same thing. I've kind of got this translator brain, which I think I might change the name of the channel to Ethereal Translations, because I've studied, not in depth, a bunch of religions, but I've studied a few on the surface, and my brain is clicking for what the translated, the words are, what words we use are keeping us excluded, which is kind of where the beginning of this reading, when I was talking about exclusion and inclusion. When you don't understand, you feel excluded. And my brain is able to see the words and how they've been excluding. Like, I can see, in all of the religions, how right they were, and what, nobody was wrong. Nobody's wrong. And that's actually scientifically proven. There's no way for us to be wrong. We simply don't know the whole story. And not knowing the whole story doesn't make us wrong. It makes us like that toddler starting off walking. Kind of wobbly to begin with, but pretty soon we're off and running. And the only way to get there is to get out there and try. So sitting idly by in a state of, I'm fine, I'm not doing, that's not growing, that's not expanding. This energy is asking for this card to me. If you want to manifest, my dear Libra, how balanced is this card? If you want to manifest an external relationship, your ideal lover, your ideal spouse, whatever relationship, the ideal, work, you and your boss, the ideal, you and your kids, this all begins from within. In order to have the perfect relationship external, you platonic, romantic, familial, or otherwise, you've got to become that which you seek. Become the person you want in the relationship, whatever relationship that you're wanting external you to manifest. If you want to manifest a husband or wife, become the husband or wife that you want your partner to be. Then you'll know it. You'll see it and you'll know it. Otherwise, you're floundering around looking for stuff that's knowing yourself is the way that this works. To have that perfect, your idea of perfect. It's understanding yourself so deeply that when you meet that perfect counterpart, romantic, familial, platonic, or otherwise, you'll see them, you'll recognize them because it's you in manifested form, external yourself, but it comes from the recognition of self within. This is an internal job first. And you've got to decide, which is what God is, wrong side. You've got to decide to do that. God's already decided for you to have all the best things in life. The perfect relationship. You've got to decide now. So your decision is to fight back everything that tells you otherwise. There's nothing wrong with respecting, honoring, appreciating, and learning about yourself so deeply that that care and compassion gets projected outward you, and you start pulling in these balanced and wonderful and fulfilling relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your birthright. Libra, in your current energy, you are getting these downloads, these epiphanies. You're getting these little ideas, which they're not really ideas like brand new. It's you remembering. You're remembering your birthright. It's coming through, slowly trickling through. You might get triggered from external you, something that you heard back when you were 15 is triggered you through to something I'm saying today, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I get da-da-da-da-da. It makes sense. So now you've pulled together a memory of your birthright, and that you recognize your wish is always been granted. Whatever you wanted, you can only manifest towards you what you are at the same level of. So as you mature, your emotional involvement becomes at a higher level. Everyone is on a path. Some are further along. Some are still toddling, while some are sprinting, some are running. But you can't look back and look down on anyone who's not quite as and it doesn't matter the money that they have or any of that. This is all about a spiritual knowing that my emotional maturity is riding on the evolution of this planet. And so no amount of debt-based currency is going to deter me from this spiritual birthright. I hope I explained that well. That's what that current energy is. And that underlying energy is pushing you. The 8 of Rods is that the choice you make to be balanced within, to decide that you want to be everything you want in the people in your surrounding. I'm going to be the person I wish my kids were. I'm going to be the person I wish my husband or wife was. I'm going to be the person I wish my boss was. Despite anything and everything. And having a leg to stand on. That's something to fight for. Because it's your birthright to be that happy. And then in your heart space, you've got this 8 of Cups running right towards this 3 of Pentacles. You've recognized that there's something going on. This is your heart space. This is the downloads you're getting into your mind are translating into your heart as, I will not sit in emotionally draining, emotionally exhausting situations. If I feel like I have done all that I can do in a situation and the outcomes are not improving, I'm going to run towards something that will. Physically, if my kids are emotionally draining me, it is okay, as long as they're adults, to say, you know what, kids? Because I've got an adult child, so hey, we have to love each other from this point. Now, if they're small children, that's more internal work that needs done, but you're recognizing that with that Lover's card there, and you're willing to fight for it. You're willing to take classes, ask as many places you go online, and we have the day and age of the internet. There's no excuse to sit in ignorance. And when I say ignorance, that just means lack of knowledge. It is all available on the internet. You can sit down after the kids went to sleep and, I have got the best ideas on how mothers of newborns can cure autism in their children. Or how about I know some of the underpinnings of ADHD and ADD. Recognizing what we're doing to our small children that are contributing or, having that power to cure a child of autism in infancy. No signs of autism. These are ideas that I've been getting. So these are those same kinds of understandings. If your children are small, it is my learning that needs adjusted so that I'm a better teacher for them. And if it's adult children, if the relationship is toxic, love your kids from afar. You didn't know better. When you know better, you do better. So sitting in guilt and remorse about what you've done in the past is not going to just miraculously manifest you into a better parent, even of adult children. You have to become what you want your children to be. Then you can see the path it took to get there. Then you've got something to teach your adult children on how to get. Look, this is how I did it. Because in your future, all this fighting is going to be the spiritual juice that gives you the life that you deserve and you dream of. This is the 10 of Pentacles with the 5 of... This is the fighting and the arguing and all of the crap that you've endured up to this point, translating into a physical manifestation of... Because you're only going to sit in a situation for so long before you actively want to change it. Noticing that was exactly where I needed to be, how I needed to go about it. Because like me, I'm talking about me at this point, because my bullheadedness, I know how bullheaded I was. I had to be shown some cycles over, and every time that same cycle spit me out, I was exactly abandoned and the worst type of unloved I could feel, because I needed to learn to love myself. So I hope this has helped, Libra. You've decided. Now it's time for some action.